Hello, everybody. We've had a little pause, Fiona and I. Welcome, Fiona.
Hi, Rach. How are you?
I am great, and so excited to be here and putting together this little workshop almost. Like,
Mm, yes, very excited
very
for what
excited.
we're creating.
We are creating. So we wanted to have an offering for everyone, and I don't know, it looked like a million things, and then we brought it back to what we're going to put out for you today. So the first one, the overview of it is what we want 2024 to look like, and using the energies of all the different tools. So we've got what have we got? We've got numerology. We've got our cards, whether they're tarot, oracle, or affirmation cards. We've got vision. We've got automatic writing, and we're also going to then pull it all together and actually use the tools, so the numerology and the cards, to set up the energy for the first 3 months of the year. So that's what we're going to put together for you. And it is going to be put, you're right.
Yeah, I was just going to say we're also going to do like the little reflection at the start, Rach, and we're going to pop these into like little bite-sized recordings, so it's really manageable for people to work through at their own pace, whether they want to dive in and do the whole lot together or do one each day for 6 days or however that looks for them. And also too, you can go back and redo it as well. So it'd be interesting to take some notes and then put them aside and reflect on those in the next 3 months, or maybe at the end of 2024 to see how far you've come. So yeah.
And that's what's so exciting about this is, you have something to work with instead of work against. So, when we understand how energy and the different tools work, when we know that, we can do things in with so much more ease, as opposed to really pushing it and going against the grain. So anyway, this is our, I suppose, our contribution to creating a different way of doing things, moving into a new year. All right.
Mm.
So what we're going to do first is go into a meditation, so that we can then do our reflection on 2023 and what we want to create moving into 2024. So if you are driving the car, or doing something where you can't actually give your attention, maybe come back or pause it here and then come back and listen to the meditation, and then we'll go into the questions. Are you ready, Fiona?
Absolutely, Rach.
Alrighty. So before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to center and get present. Okay. So when you are ready, I want you to gently close your eyes and just allow your body to be still. Notice where your body meets the surface of your seat, and notice what emotions are present. So notice any sensations that are alive for you right now. Allow these sensations and feelings to be there without any judgment. As you sit where you are, notice the beautiful weight of your body in stillness, and feel your stillness descend and settle in towards the earth. It is in these moments that we can truly connect with the essence of self. And as you sit here in your space, imagine the events that transpired before our session. Each event, activity, each conversation is written on a piece of paper. Take a moment to visualize each of them. Now imagine placing each one in a glass jar, one by one. Once complete, place a lid tightly on top and put your jar on a high shelf, still visible but out of reach. Those events, conversations, and activities are not here in this moment, just you. This moment is just for you. There's nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do. Just be you in this moment. This space is yours. Now, focusing your attention on your breath, simply notice your breath. Notice your in-breath and notice your out-breath. Allow your breathing to come into a state of natural flow. Allow your breath to serve as a cleanse of your system, inhaling all the love, trust, and joy that belongs to you, and exhaling any non-charged or stale energy that no longer serves you. So take a few moments to settle into flow. In. As you ground into the presence, our presence together, feel the connection that has been created between each of us. Acknowledge yourself and each other for this circle of support. Feel a beautiful multicolored piece of yarn connecting from each of our heart centers, creating our circular container. Simply feel into your heart space, knowing this is a safe place to land. You are each a safe place for one another, and allow your heart to be your guide. Next, imagine your future self at the end of this session. Imagine yourself exactly as you want to feel. Imagine how you feel in your body, what you hear and see around you, how you feel in your heart. And as you look around at this future you, what energy do you need to cultivate in this moment right now? As we sit here in this centering to make your experience one in which you show up in the full expression of who you are. What word describes the energy that you need and want to embrace for 2024? Notice the first word that comes to mind. And with that word in mind, on your next inhale, breathe in the energy of that word. As you exhale, send this same energy out to everyone. And again, inhale all that you need. And on your exhale, offer that same energy out. One more time, inhale the word that reflects your future energy and exhale to share. On your next breath, and when you are ready, open your eyes.
That was beautiful, right? I think I really needed that just to ground and center.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you have a word pop up?
Well, I do have a word. So I've already have a word for 2024. It's actually 2 words, and it's authentic expansion. So they're my 2 words, like to be authentic, but to expand out authentically. So what about yourself, Rach?
My word for 2024 is igniting, or ignition, or, just being, igniting my own dreams, I suppose. And even if I'm the version of me who ignites the dreams of others. So
I love that. When we get to the numerology section, we'll like touch on that a little bit more, because that's so aligned with your personal year.
Yeah, maybe I'm just a fire starter. Okay. Alrighty. So now that we've quietened ourselves down, we're going to reflect on the year that was 2023. Okay. So we're going to ground into the energy of 2023 and what we achieved, and how that has actually set us up to be here right now, and how that then moves us into 2024, even though we're already started here, because we have to acknowledge where we've come from, to where we are now, and to where we want to go. Okay? It's very easy to skip this step. Now, the question I want you to ask yourself, so if you have a pen and paper, I want you to answer this for me, is I want you to reflect on 2023, and I want you to write down what worked for you and what you achieved. Okay. Now, for me, I had to go through my camera roll to see that I achieved so much for 2023.
2023 was a really different year, wasn't it? In hindsight, it felt like it was just such a snapshot of a year. Like 2 weeks ago, we're in July. And then in another way, when you go back and look at your photos, Rach, I don't know whether you had the same experience. It's like, did all that happen in just 1 year? It had this really weird energy of being kind of very expanded, but it happened super fast.
1 billion% it did. And I couldn't keep tabs of what I achieved in 2023. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did that. And I forgot because it was just so quick. Things just moved so quickly. So if you want to give yourself some time to ponder that question and write it down, so just pause it here. Okay, so now that you've done that, you've worked out what you achieved in 2023. The next question is, what were your pain points? And what do you want to change and do better in 2024? Okay, so what things did you go, look, I don't want to do this anymore. This doesn't serve me. Okay, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be just the version of you, it could be a health kick, whatever that looks like for you. What do you want to look different in 2024? Okay.
Do you know what all those challenges, Rach, what I'm thinking then when you mentioned that, like the challenges, however, that's where we get to focus and really become like clear about what it is we want to leave behind and change. So as much as those challenges can be really, really difficult when we're in the middle of them, like they're just where all the wisdom comes from.
100%. And it just grounds in the fact that you either want to keep working on something or it doesn't serve you anymore and it's time to let it go. So that is the gift that challenges bring. Okay, so pause it here so that you can really give yourself some time to contemplate that. Okay, so now that we've done that, the big question is, how has your experiences set you up for 2024? Now, when we sort of, look at insight to our journey, it's like sometimes it's how we're designed. We're meant to experience it, and Fiona can really go a little bit deeper with human design. And so if you're a 3 or a 6 in human design, you're meant to learn things by trial and error. So how has 2023 as a year set you up to move forward into 2024?
I can definitely speak to that as a 6-3. Rach, I'm the experiential learner. Everything that I have, like, no one has more experiences than a 6-3 or a 3-6, because effectively before the age of 30 we're a 3-3. However, I feel like, the beauty is that 6 line helps you to hold a higher perspective, that whatever you're going through, you always know that there's real, there's light at the end of the tunnel, that things are always going to get better, and that this is just part of the process of learning and growing and, going through that cocoon stage where you're really uncomfortable and you need to burst out to the next level of yourself. Yeah.
Well, even with hand analysis, we have a student path and a master path. The student path is where we learn. That's where we make all our mistakes, and we can keep doing that over and over again. but how do we take those learnings and then evolve into that master path, which is, you know, it's what we strive for. So, you know, if it's all about relationships, it might be, you know, oh, how do I end up in this relationship all the time? And this is where, but it could be a matter of you not actually serving yourself, or you not loving yourself enough, that it's going to be a reflection on the relationships that you offer in. So the more we know about ourselves and the more we really honor that within ourselves, then, you know, the learnings come a lot faster, and
Oh my God, I love that.
and
It's
we're so
because,
much kinder to ourselves.
yeah, and the universe is just a big mirror. So everything that's happening in here is being mirrored back to us. And it's not as a punishment, it's as a, this is where you need to grow. This is where you've got a belief system, which is deeply held in the unconscious part. And what we know, Rachel, is we operate from, what is it, like 90+% of what we do. Everything we do in our day comes from the unconscious self.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our operations we're doing and we're not even thinking. So that mirror is really the universe's way of going, you need to clean up your shit, basically. So it's not a punishment. It's just a beautiful reflection of going, okay, where am I being like that? Or where am I being like that to myself? Or where's that deep belief that I need to do some real work on changing? So
Perfect.
I love that.
That is awesome. So if you want to pause it here and, you know, really lean into and contemplate, because this is a real reflective question, you know, so how has your experiences set you up for 2024? All right.
Can I just add one more thing before we go, Rach, really quickly? When you're writing this, have a think about the energy of your answers here. Do you feel like 2023 for you was like a real moving forward sort of an energy, or was it more of a, you might have felt stuck, or you might have started the year as one person and come out the other end as a different person? Have a think of the energy and how that felt for you in that year, because that's part of what we're going to go through with your personal year. It's good to reflect, and then that will make more sense about the energy of the numerology and how that works, because you're working with that energy whether you know it or not. So that's another good point. So just have a little think about how you would describe that energy, because when we get to that section, it'll be good to like reflect back and go, oh, I can see how that energy was playing out in 2023 and how I'm feeling in 2024. So
Beautiful. And I want to say that, you know what, you've done such a great job by, you know, going through and answering these questions for yourself today. Your head might be hurting. You may not have even given yourself an opportunity to contemplate questions like this before, or, you know, you do it on a regular basis. But however, or whatever the experience is for you, I'm really proud that you've tuned in today and you have done this for yourself. And give yourself a bit of, I don't know, a little bit of kindness, because,
nice.
yeah, because, you know, when we're not familiar with contemplating or reflecting, it's exhausting. Okay, so be very mindful of that. Drink some water. And we will see you next time, and we will be talking numbers and the energy of 2024.